Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And shalom to sincere, hopeful, elect brothers and sisters listening and learning. And to you brothers preaching and teaching us truth through the four corners of the earth. This is Brother Nathan coming out of the GMS Indianapolis camp. I'll come back with a quick one through the spirit. I had this one saved for like a day or two ago. But this is at the WEF, the World Economic Forum. And the Pfizer CEO announces a new electronic tracking pill that dissolves in your stomach and sends a signal once taken, causing a biological chip for compliance. And hey, like the dude says in the caption, they said they're not even hiding it anymore. And that's true because this devil's getting ready to come down, having great wrath in the other but a short time. All right. And part of that is pushing you closer and closer to this MOT to the B, the mark, that Caragna, or that micro C hip, okay? And it's gonna have different, it's got different forms, You got Elon Musk, Neuralink, and there's other companies that are just like Neuralink as well. He's just getting, gets the big stage because it's Elon Musk, right? With the brain chip. And then you got your standard RFID or NFC chip, that you can go in your hand, all right, to make payments, which people have adopted that. Quite a bit of people in Switzerland. Yeah, people in certain companies here in the U.S., like it was a Three Square Market from some years back. Some employees had the option to do it. And like I say, you always got the early adopters. They got these chipping parties and stuff, making it, a known thing. So these early adopters, they're the ones that are selling it to the masses, helping sell it. Basically, hey, this is great. Look how convenient my life is. I can open up my doors in my house with the swipe of my hand. I can start my car. Make payments. While not having to damn near not even carry a wallet. Basically. It's getting to that point. So, they're making more moves towards the digital, forcing that digital ID like they're starting to do overseas, over in Europe. All right. They want all your information. Okay. And soon to be cash is about to be obsolete, and the damn there is getting close. A lot of these big companies are refusing it, you know. So, because for these companies, they're like, hey, the less we use cash, the less we have drawer errors, people skimming off the top, taking money, you know. So, it's all being sold as, safety and security, all in the palm of your hand, no pun intended, right? They got the Amazon Palm One, that's used in Whole Foods. You just scan your hand. Now I haven't seen anyone use it per se, but that doesn't mean that I don't go a whole lot to there, but I see they have the option to pay with your hand. Biometric payments. So they certain jobs already have biometric scan-ins, like using your thumbprint or your hand or your palm. So these things aren't new, but the progressing towards that being forced and the mandatory, because all these companies that have, have adopted these digital type of systems and biometric scans, you know, these companies collect data too. How easy is it for them to do it? Do they push back on it? You know, and like I said, that C19, that was also like a test run to see, who's going to be compliant. You know, who's not going to take it? Who rather lose their job than take it, right? So they already know who the problem people are going to be. All right, and they know who's speaking against certain things, But that's why we trust in the Al Bashim No Shai. Ultimately. So I'm gonna play this quick video and then get a couple precepts and then we'll close this out.
Them. It is fascinating what happens in this field. FDA approved the first electronic pill, if I can call it like that. It is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet, and once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance. The insurance companies to know that the medicines that patients should take, they do take them. It is fascinating what happens in this field. FDA approved the first.
Yeah, you see that? That for compliance, right? Keyword compliance. All right. So that's what they want. So let's say you're in the psych ward, you know, they're making sure that the pills that they prescribe you got to take them, you know, instead of hiding them under your tongue or whatever the case may be. You've seen in different movies and stuff, people not taking their medications, or people that supposedly got these mental disabilities that are out in the world that, they're kind of like, hey, you got to take this to function in society. And they're tracking you to see if you actually took it, you know. See, that's all leading to, everything's being tied into like what the Internet of Things, and that's including you, man, the people themselves. The fourth industrial revolution, mixing man and machine. All right, they want to make you part of the technology, part of the data. I mean, these devils, man, they don't see nothing wrong with it. Like I said, compliance. All right, they want to make sure you're taking your meds. And guess what? Might get forced compliance to where like hey, you're doing your doctor visits and they prescribe these medicines to keep your health together. And if you refuse to take the medicine like you're supposed to, like recommended, hey, you might lose your insurance, right? And the devil's gonna get real crafty with this thing, man. How they might sell it to you like, oh, this is a good way to also keep track to make sure you might be taking 7 or 8 pills a day and you might get to that point like, damn, did I actually take this? Then you go and check a tracker, but oh, I didn't take this heart medicine. I thought I did. So there's no missing gaps. They'll sell it, they'll sell the dream before they sell the forced compliance. All right, you know. So hey, this devil can get real crafty with it. Like 2 Corinthians 2:11 says. For let Satan to get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right, and the devices talk about what his evil schemes, of his mind. So this devil, all right, the so-called white man, all right, like Job 9:24 says, what the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. All right, we know that wicked, pursuant to Malachi 1:4, is Esau Edom. They said they're the border of wickedness. All right. So when it comes to wickedness, they're at the forefront. All right. They're leading the charge. And every year, there's the WEF, World Economic Forum. They're in Davos. You know, they have this meeting, man, and then they really, how to keep this world in subjection. All right. That's really what they want to do. You know. Let's get this. This is This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And that's the thing. When you go that word mark is charagma, right? Charagma, which is a physical insertion. All right, it's not spiritual. All right, it's not like the why, right? In Ezekiel the 9th chapter, right? That's a spiritual mark. It's the mark of exemption. But this is talking about charagma. All right, it's a physical insertion. All right, it's a physical mark. And then the root word of that is a karax, right? Which that's the all, right? Like the all, it's the tool used to make the insertion. Okay, because ultimately, what when you take this mark, you're saying you rather serve Esau Edom, the so-called white man, instead of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Now, the only ones that can truly serve Yahweh Shemel Shai is those of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel who have been given the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai, who's given the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, or who's given his word, which, soon Psalms 147, 19 and 20, showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and judgment unto Israel. He has not dealt so with any other nation, right? All right. The Lord has only dealt with Israel. Now remember, Deuteronomy 14 and 2 talks about that he's made us above all nations on the face of the earth. Okay. Isaiah 40 talks about what? It's like I'm driving, so I'm quoting, doing a lot of quoting. Isaiah 40 chapter talks about what? That the nations are nothing to him. He said they're vanity and less than nothing. So what does that tell you? It's only about the children of Israel, which the Hebrew word Yasharallah, which means he, prince, power, right? Or princes of the power, we're the sons of God. And nobody's been given that title but the Israelites, okay? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay? And then you got the speckled birds that go back to Israel, but they look like the other nations, but that's why we try the spirit by the spirit. All right, we don't look at the outside appearance, by carnal means. We deal with the spirit. All right, and remember, he said he causeth, right? So he gonna cause you people to submit, man. He gonna make it impossible to be a part of society. It don't matter what cash you got, what type of materialistic things. Now, if you want to be able to buy and sell, go shopping, take care of your children, on a cardinal means in this society, no, you're gonna have to take that shit. But see, we gotta trust in Yahweh Shema Shai because he said, "My servant shall eat." Isaiah 65. My servant shall eat. All right, but they shall be you should be hungry. My servant shall drink, but you shall thirst. Right, roughly paraphrasing, meaning what? The Lord's gonna take care of his elect. Okay, the ones that have been standing 10 toes down for him as soon as they heard this word and changed their lives, man, according to Yahweh Shem Shai. Rehearsing the righteous acts. Uh, just like it says, Joseph 5 and 11. All right, let me finish this off. This verse 18, and it says, "Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and six." And let's get that real quick. Now I got stopped. Um, which is Kai Stai stigma, right? And then you go to that word stigma right here. It says stick, i.e., prick. See? It says biblical outline of biblical usage is a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. And see, there's a Strong's. It says a mark incised or punched. See, and that RFID system, when you put it in your hand, it's got that it's got a piercing application, which who's able to do that is actually like a piercing tattoo shop type people. They're certified to do that because I believe it was like Detroit, Michigan, a few years back. They had people doing that. They're the ones qualified to do that. You don't gotta just go to the hospital or something to do that. No, regular piercing parlor type deal. Can is certified to do it. Okay. So yeah, this is the times we're in, man, and they're making their push and they're making it known that they're trying to get everything digital, even to see how your how your pills are taken. Okay. So with that, I pray that was edifying to the elect, and I like to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Kwam Yashala, Shalom.